Welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. Today is another DUMP.fires episode. So we had a recent dump on DUMP.fires, and also obviously a lot of PulseChains really hurting at the moment. So what I'm going to be looking at today is investigating whether this is just a pullback and worthy of a re-entry, or if there's going to be a continuation of the move. And then also we're going to have a look at the liquidity inflows to the chain and liquidity flows throughout the chain to try and predict what might actually happen. So also, I really wanted to go over the success of following the Richard Hart strategy, which seems to have worked quite well. So I'm going to show you a tweet that I did yesterday, or a couple of tweets that I did yesterday, which were predictive kind of tweets, and showing you that it was playing out. So with that, let's get into it. So what's going on HJ unit? Okay, so yesterday, Pt.ires once again dipped below the 1 cent mark. So this was last night when I tweeted this, and I was doing some, look, you just draw these lines on the charts and you think possibly it can go there. And I'm basing this on the momentum of what's actually happening on the chain. So I didn't think we'd dip below this 1 cent mark, but this GOAT move of Pump.tires has created a wave of liquidity flows from core memes to new Richard Hart memes. Not only core memes, but really just all across the blockchain. And so this is really self-evident with the volume that's happening across the blockchain. So this was an unforeseen event, and it's wrecked Pt.I and Atropa, and equally and consequently the whole Atropa ecosystem. So I've had a lot of people joining the live streams, you know, what's happened with G-Baby, what's happened with Atropa, what's happened with Teddy Bear. Unfortunately, this is a consequence of, this is the dark side of liquidity bonding. This is the dark side of having the liquidity webs. When there's sells in assets like Atropa and Pt.I, it's going to affect the whole thing. So I mentioned yesterday that I wouldn't be surprised if it loses another 40 to 50%. It's not that I want it to, but in the end, if it does it really matter? Is our long-term projection any different? Do these little ebbs and flows, these little speed bumps along the way really matter? No. And in actuality, if you also believe, based on any of your own evidence, that we can dip 40 to 50%, you might take a trade on that. Me personally, I don't want to do it. I don't want to swap any of my tokens. It feels like it's getting to a point where it's not necessary to do it. If I was going to do it, you would want to have done it. You know, you would want to have done it around the 2 cent mark, not when Pt.I is at 1 cent. Anything below 1 cent in the Atropa ecosystem, swapping is it just presents too much of a risk. But I do believe that it can dip. I do believe the potential is there that it can dip. But I would really encourage you to really investigate how you feel, particularly if your mindset is saying, I'm not going to swap. I don't care about chasing these memes. And then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I have to swap. I just have to swap. I don't want to miss out on these memes anymore. That's the precise point energetically that the charts will reverse. So I just want to warn you of that. There is some kind of universal principle that happens there with energy, and you represent that point of the consciousness that is the turning point. So I would really urge you to reflect. If you're going to do it, now would be the time, if you really believe in this thesis. But I would, also really use yourself as a measurement. So at this point, it feels like too much of a risk to chase the gains, like I said. So the more you hesitate, the more likely you are to sell the bottom of Pt.I. So if you keep hesitating, and then one day you're like, no, I can't take it anymore, you're likely going to be selling the bottom of Pt.I. So do you want to lose your Pt.I? So I did do some investigating, and Decentralized Me made a tweet, and I've heard from other devs on the blockchain that basically the forked copy is connected to PMaker. That's what gives it the potential to peg. This meme Pt.I does not. The meme DAI does not have that potential. You can't change the code like that. So I believe all these assets will get ratcheted up together. So this is very interesting. I will be showing this ratio later on. So this is the meme DAI to Pt.I. I think this is a really interesting level. So there's that tweet. So if we have a look at the price here, I was saying I think it's going to keep going down, and it did. So we ended up touching one of those levels here just earlier today. So it got down to the 8 cent mark. Or sorry, the 0.8 cent mark. So it touched that. Now, is it going to keep falling down? If it's going to keep falling down, there might be some kind of like capitulation candle around here. Who knows how long this could take? But also, it's quite interesting that this is now starting to really look like it's going to respect this trend line. So it's getting very close to this trend line. That's, well, I guess, I mean, yeah, I guess how do you want to draw the trend line, really, I suppose. So if you want to draw the trend line like this, then there's probably still going to be some time. My honest thinking is we've still got at least another 1 to 4 weeks of action within Pump.tires, and that means this stuff is not really going to pump. That's my gut feel. But again, we could get a white swan event. The SEC could come along and dismiss the case. That's going to change everything. So this is something to really be mindful of, that it could reverse at any time. But if there is no major event, like the Pump.tires launch was a major event which caused this massive dip, and you can see it in the volume here. And for me, I don't think it's over, because I don't think Pump.tires is over. I think Pump.tires it's brand new. We're going to have a look at if the liquidity flows are telling us anything. Straight away, we can see that this is a 3-day. Straight away, that we can see that there's an increase of liquidity flowing out of the system. So if we go to the daily, obviously this is just a new candle today. We're seeing a bit of a reversal here, but obviously we've seen increase. So it's going to be dependent on what happens on this particular candle. So this is what I'm looking at. All the others are really saying the same. Then we can look at some key levels, but it's kind of in free fall at the moment. But obviously Pt I as a savior around the 1 cent, it's retesting that 1 cent area, but I do believe that it's going to continue to fall down. That's just my gut feel. That's my gut feel. But now take away the gut feel, I'm actually going to do some analysis with liquidity flow. So we're looking at the volume here. We're going to need to see how this candle closes. If there's an increase, then to me, that's a sign that it could continue to fall. I mean, Teddy Bear, gee whiz, Teddy Bear's like got up to the 30 mil market cap. Or down to the 30 mil market cap almost. So its very first all-time high. So this is against the USD value. So I suppose it doesn't really mean too much. If you put it against PulseChain, that's probably the thing that you really need to be measuring it against. But it's still basically hitting the previous all-time high on PulseChain. So that's pretty telling. That's very, very telling. And it's particularly telling because Teddy Bear is a meme coin. So the meme coin culture has moved to Teddy Bear, and so the meme culture is flowing towards Pump.tires. So this is quite obvious, right? So, and this is the one that's been almost probably most radically affected by this drop. So we've had a very significant drop on Teddy Bear. So from the top to the bottom, nearly a 70% drop, whereas Pt I mean, where's the top to the bottom? Yeah, probably very, very similar. So, and Pt I in a way is like a meme. So just wanted to have a look at the liquidity flows. And I know that a lot of people are panicking. They're feeling the capitulation. But yeah, I mean, this is also quite bullish that the down is flowing into Atropa, which is, to me, is bullish. Let's have a look at the ratio between Pt I and Atropa, just see if anything is, if there's any signs here of any kind of movement. So, okay. All right, so we had this little shift up towards Atropa. Now it's flowing back down into Pt I. So Atropa is flowing back down into Pt I. Quite a big, decent sized candle here, considering the last few months. Actually, a very decent sized candle here. So this candle here seems to be protecting the 1 cent mark. So let's just see how this plays out. Let's see how this plays out. You can see here, this is the 1 cent mark. So it really looks like it's protecting that 1 cent mark. So yeah, very interesting. This is just the overall macro. And obviously looking at PulseChain's had a big pullback as well. So, I mean, big pullback comparative to PulseChain. It was like a 12% drop today or 5% drop. So yeah, things the liquidity flowed back into the core coins yesterday. And now it's flowed back out into the Pump.tires. So let's look into Pump.tires now. So, well, before we get into Pump.tires, let's look into the liquidity flows. So yesterday, so I've got this particular website, so June Bridge. So I just want to have a look at anything new that's happened here on today. I believe we have had a net inflow of 33,000. So not really much at all. So I wanted to just see if there was any other signs here. So these are new recent ones. So this is PulseCoin list. So I've never really used it to if there's any way that you can like look at bridge data. That's what I'm interested in. I want to see inflows into the chain. So that particular website said 33K, but all of them will say slightly different things. So statistics, token rankings, top gainers, top losers, just listed, top rankings, crypto bubbles, multi-chart, sacrifice. Let's have a look at this actually. Crypto bubbles. While we get this loading. So what's going on, fam? Heinrich, Richard Hart, King of Shakeouts. Yeah, man. This could all just be a Richard Hart shakeout. Oh, Ethereum Hex got hammered. Ultima, Sui. What's this is the wider. So this is the whole crypto market. Trump had a pump. So I just want to have a look at PulseChain. So I've never actually used this particular website. So PulseChain stats maybe. And yeah, the gas is just it's insane. So we already had it on here. So the gas, I mean, the gas really spiked. It was insane. So burn. So we've had a lot of burning that's been happening. So this is bullish. Yeah, I wanted to find some sort of bridge data. No bridge data here. So this is another website that I just looked up to find if there's any bridge data. So I'm just kind of going through these sites that I've never been through before. The first one, PulseChain Bridge, I did go through that. These ones I haven't. PulseChain Bridge Twitter followers. So people are becoming interested in this. They're wanting to see what's actually happening on the bridge. PulseChain Bridge TVL, total value locked up. So since, well, actually, yeah, let's really zoom in. So let's really go into, well, see, this tells a different story now. This is saying that the bridge, it's, hang on, let's have a look. So 116 on the first, second. See, this tells a different story. This tells a different story. But that's the TVL, so the value of the tokens in there could have dropped, and now they're starting to rise again, rather than actually liquidity flow into the chain. Yeah, so no major kind of spikes, basically. We're trying to look for some big signs to see if there's any major liquidity flows. I don't think that there's going to be any major liquidity flows within the first week, honestly speaking. People are going to want to see results. People flock to results. So if everything else stays dead and PulseChain keeps running, which is pretty much one of the reasons why I think this Pump.tires is going to keep going, is because if everything else stays flat and we are pumping all across Pump.tires, then that has the potential to bring people over. But in order for that message to get spread out into the Twitter's world, it needs consistency. It's not just going to happen overnight. Just, one thing's going to pump and you put it out there. People are going to need to continue to see the message. This is what marketing is. You need to see the same message again and again and again and again and again. So once they start to see these messages and things are trending and everything else is dying, they're going to feel the sting. They might potentially want to come into here. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. But still, I don't think that there's going to be any massive inflow until we get some kind of dismissal. So PulseChain Bridge, withdrawals only, deposits only. So what's this? So January, 8 million minus. Yeah, okay. All right. So looking at this, it looks like more is going out than is coming in by the looks of this. PulseChain Bridge. So this is looking to be like live feed, cumulative flow. So it's really maintaining withdrawal distribution. It's maintaining like, yeah, it's maintaining what looks to be nothing, no major spikes in or out. So yeah, liquidity inflows, not much difference. Liquidity outflows from tokens within PulseChain to Pump.tires is very clear. We have had a slowdown and a reversal here, but this is aligned with, so now let's open up our Pump.tires. So this is aligned with, for example, if we go to the daily, so this is 3-day, and then that was on the daily rather. So this is aligned with, if we just put this on, actually we'll do it with most, because most has had the most. Yeah, so this is really aligned with this pullback. So it's very clear. It's very clear. It's very clear the liquidity flows. So basically, I mean, you can put that side by side, and it's obvious, right? So, what have we got here? So we have, was it? I just want to confirm this is the daily. Yep, die. So die 1, 2, 3, and then we've had a reversal on 4, and then here most 1, 2, 3 up, and then a reversal here. So this is why I do believe, whether we want to accept it or not, whether I want to see a 40 or 50% dump. I don't want to see a 40 or 50% dump. Let me tell you, I don't want to see it. But if it happens, it happens. It's just what's going to happen. So I can cry about it, or I can just accept, okay, well, this is actually what's happening on the chain. But if I have the data and I know why, then I can at least control my emotions. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to present you the information so that you can either act on it or at least maintain your own sense of calmness. Because I think we're gonna flow within this range. I really, really do. I really, really do. I think we've had this 3-day pump and a little pullback, and I think it's going to continue to go. I think it's really, really, really good for these pump fund tokens to really, these pump tire tokens to continue to run, because it's going to continue that outbound messaging that Richard seems to be really hammering on his Twitter at the moment. So, but when you see things like this, it's so obvious and clear. It's so obvious and clear because everything's liquidity bonded. I mean, let's take away. We'll go back to the Atropa. I mean, you're going to see the same thing on Teddy Bear. Look at this. Well, that's the 3-day on Teddy Bear, but it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, then a reversal. Atropa. 1, 2, 3, then a reversal. So they're all telling exactly the same story. So I think that's some pretty legit information to keep in mind. So now, again, why do I think it's going to keep going? Because Richard Hart continues to tweet about it. So you can probably think of a recent, well, this was yesterday actually, but I thought that this was exceptional, and I didn't read this yesterday because it actually made this Pump.tires concept click better. Because remember, Richard Hart wants to do everything better than what exists out there. So he says, you can probably think of a recent coin launch that murdered the price of nearly all other coins across all chains. When coins that launch tied to stable coins for liquidity, people must trade their soul for stable to buy the new coin. So in other words, coins that would have launched on Pump Fund, they would have traded their Solana for stable coins to buy the new coin. This murders the Solana price, because they're selling their Solana for the stable coin. And if other chains bridge in to Sol to buy it, it murders the price of the other chains that bridge in to swap for the new coin with liquidity and stable pools. So basically bridging out of Ethereum, going into Solana. Thus, if you prefer native coins to go up, then new coins should have liquidity in native coins instead of stables. When people launch new coins that you can only get by buying native first, because that's what their liquidity is in, it gives people reason to buy the native. This is a point that really clicked in me, because trading also burns PulseChain. It's a very, very small amount, but then there is the burn liquidity for when it actually goes onto PulseX. But then also the initial liquidity pools are created with PulseChain. So it's creating incentives for people to buy into PulseChain rather than a stable coin. So again, the example with Pump Fund is they will come in. Well, they'll either, let's say within the chain, they've got their Solana, they're holding their Solana, and then they sell that into the stable coin. And then with the stable coin, they buy this new token on Pump Fund. On PulseChain, it's the reverse. People might be holding a stable coin, for example, but then they're buying into PulseChain to then buy into the Pump.tires token. So it's actually creating incentives through the simple tokenomics of the first liquidity pool that you create to pump PulseChain itself. And by doing that as well, it's increasing the rate at which PulseChain is burning because of the swaps. And it's increasing the rate at which PulseX is burning because of the swaps. So I know people don't like this. I love it. I love it. Richard's adapting to the market, and he's created something that is better because that's what Richard does. So Pump.tires does it better. Yeah, Pump.tires does it better. I think that's a brilliant move. So again, it's not dumping the token, it's pumping the token with, and it's particularly if there's liquidity inflows outside of the system into PulseChain, they're going to bring their tokens in, then they're going to have to buy PulseChain, which is going to pump PulseChain, and then swap into those other tokens. So it's a very different dynamic. So I just wanted to share that because it was like it was a light bulb moment about what he's actually done with Pump.tires. So this here is, so I've got Richard Hart's wallet address, or supposedly Richard Hart's wallet address of the Pump.tires. So be very, very careful. When you go to Pump.tires now, there's people that are like, they're mimicking his name. They'll also create another MOST token, another Pump token. So it's the 718 wallet, the wallet that ends in 718. But then you also have to be careful of that, because another thing that people are doing now is they're creating tokens and they're sending like 80% of the supply to Richard Hart. And then, like, I saw one today that was someone said Dickie Hart or Dick or something like this, and 80% was in that wallet. And I was like, holy shit. Someone said that just got sent over to there. I was quite blown away by that. I was really like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So so yeah, people are now doing this with scams and whatnot. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful out there. Okay, so this is all these tokens. And so my strategy was very simple. It's just to follow these tokens. I'm only interested in these tokens because these tokens, I mean, we have core coin holders who are completely devoted to Richard Hart. So they're probably only going to be buying the memes that he's a part of. So people are saying that these are Richard Hart core memes because these are the ones that he's actually shilling. So MOST, Pump, Trump, and all of these. So what I was showing yesterday, what I noticed was I lined all of these up. So these are all a line of the Richard Hart DUMP.fires tickers in a row of launch. So all the charts look more or less the same. So it looks like a good idea might be to buy one after the other. Let's see if ETH and Bitcoin pop next. So what I was looking at here, all these charts are looking the same. So this was on the 1 hour against the PulseChain value. I mean, okay, this is where, like, I'm not too good at like patterns, in the sense of like, this is a such and such pattern, or this is a bullish flag, or whatever. For me, what do I see here? I see all the same thing. Maybe this is like a Wyckoff consolidation pattern. This is a Jimmy something, whatever, bullish flag or whatever. They've got all these different names, right? But what do I see here? They're pretty much, there's something happening here that's consolidating sideways, something happening here they're all of them is consolidating here after a big pump. They're all consolidating sideways, going slightly up, forming higher highs and higher lows. And then there's a drop. Then there's a drop that breaks the low, drop that breaks a low, drop that breaks that low, drop that breaks that low, drop that breaks that low, drop, 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 drop. They're all doing like kind of the same things in terms of the flow of the liquidity. Then these were showing, so Elon and Doge. So I've listed these in order of the launch. So it's almost like the liquidity is flowing in the order of the launch is what I was basically predicting, what looks like is happening. And could that just be the person who's controlling these wallets, or someone who's trying to pump these? Just, I mean, if I was doing that and I'm like, I want to pump all these tokens, I would do it in that order. I would just do it in the order of the release. Like, if you're going to do it in any particular order, then you're just going to go in the order that they were released in. It's just the most logical thing, because you would have those. It just, like, why would you do it in a random order? You could do it in a random order, but just, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like a coder's mind. And look, pump, and then getting ready for a pump, getting ready for a pump, getting ready for a pump. And then I think, so that was very early. And then the next one, this was just before bed. So this continued to pump. Then we had the pump. And then these ones, so see here, they continued. And these just started. And this was not quite yet. And then again, then it dumped. dumped, dumped. This one also ran in that time, and then it dumped. This one didn't really do anything. So again, it's really like it's almost like tuk 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 tuk. So really, it's just like pop 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 pop. So you could just follow that strategy of just following it in the order, and might be pretty good. Might be pretty good. So yeah, that was just something that I noticed. Liquidity flows is something that I'm always paying attention to. It's just one of those things that I, for some reason, just really enjoy looking at. So, okay, so let's before we get into that, into the ratios. So I just wanted to, again, I'm looking at this and I'm kind of seeing the same thing. I'm seeing the same thing on a larger scale as what happened here. So this was yesterday. These kind of patterns of like slowly up, consolidating sideways, and then like a little bit of a deeper drop. So I'm kind of seeing the same thing here. So it's like small version, pop. Now we're seeing like a big version of it, but that doesn't really mean anything. This could actually just mean it's going to cool off for like a week, but I don't think so. My gut tells me that it's just going to keep going. That's what my gut tells me, but I really don't know. This could just be like a sucker's game that's sucking in all liquidity. Because you know what? The market makers are dominating the chain. Just FYI. Like, they're going to be the ones that are buying these dips. So, you know, we're the plebs that are selling this shit and chasing these little gains, and we're gonna be getting like these tiny little, yeah, I got a 2x or a 5x, but they're going to be getting like the whole run, selling the top, buying the bottoms. So they're the ones that are like taking the chunks out of here, putting the chunk into there. Like, they're really controlling it. And we're just kind of like hoping to swim with the whales, basically. So I think it's going to run. Do I think it's going to run now straight away? No, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, just here now while I've been talking, this candle's now turned green. So maybe we have like a green day on the Atropa Pt I, and then another few days of red. That's kind of what I feel, or maybe a few days of green and then a few days of red. But I really do think if I was the one that was in control of the Pump.tires, I would want it to keep going. So I wanted to just have a look at what the charts are saying. So I'm looking at them in all different kinds of ways. So looking at them with just non-logarithmic. So this is the daily. I mean, it's clear to see the liquidity flows there. And now looking at it on the, what's this called? The logarithmic, sorry. So looking logarithmic, look at this Doge. Look at Doge. Look at the trend on Doge on logarithmic. I mean, it's just cool to see it at different perspectives because it tells a different story. This has really got that whole Pt I thing going where it's just like following this straight, like nice straight trend line. So yeah, they're all kind of like, they're all just doing the same thing. I mean, to me, it's very clear. They've all had their tops. They're all dipped down, and now they're kind of going sideways. So people, this is what we do. We chase the gains. So until the market makers actually move it in a particular direction, then we're probably not really going to do anything. You know, what's going to make this happen? I mean, look at this sideways here for the die. What's going to make something happen there? What's going to make something happen is all it's going to take is, and this is where I'm trying to read the mind of the market maker. What would I do if I was a market maker? I'd probably keep selling. I would probably keep selling. I would keep selling down, and that's going to cause like a wave of capitulation sellers. And then I'm going to buy that bottom. And then as that's coming down, I'm going to rotate that into the tokens that I like Pt I. And then I'm going to buy the bottoms here when all the capitulators capitulate. After I buy this up, and then this goes green, and then people are going to start buying into this, and then I sell here, and then it comes back down. That's what I would do if I was a market maker. If I was a market maker that had that kind of control, that's what I would do. I wouldn't want to cause the kind of but then again, you don't know. You just don't know. Maybe it's better as a market maker to just go, you know what? It's better to just keep creating panic selling, and we just get this as low as possible. Like it could go to as low as 0.5%. It really, really could. That's just my That's my hypothesis. It could go within this region. At the moment, it's really touching that region, but it could go. It could go within there. I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to have a look at some of these comments. What are the charts saying to you guys? So again, I'm just looking at it from all the different perspectives, different. So this is on the 4 hours now. So the other ones was on. So I'm looking at it in logarithmic. I'm looking at it in non-logarithmic on 1 hour. Now I'm looking at it at 4 hour. So you can see, again, you can see the big cells. Obviously, I mean, the big cells and what kind of drops are we getting? So this is always to PulseChain. Always, and this is why you should also price it against PulseChain, because those are the first liquidity pools. The US dollar, don't even bother looking at the USD. Everything gets priced in PulseChain here. So, what did we end up having? It was a pretty substantial dip to the best of my knowledge. So it ended up dipping like 70 to 80%, a lot of these. So what's this? 70 to 80%. But normally when it gets to like 80 to 90 is when, like for memes especially, that's the real pain. So honestly, I just feel like, when you look at the original, some of the Bitcoin charts from like 2017, like those classic top patterns where you end up just getting like this was something that played out over the span of years, but not over years, over the span of maybe months or weeks, but it just represents how these things work. So it just like how the market moves. So it'll be like this, and then everyone's going to think, oh yeah, we're going to break all-time high, and it's going to pump a little bit, and then it's just going to go brrr, and then just dump even further down here. Something like this. That's what I possibly kind of see. So then when it gets to the 80 to 90 and then you get the capitulation, that's when you scoop it up. That's when you're like, yeah, let's clean up here, boys. So I don't know. You're starting to see the signs of that on the 4 hour. Who knows? There's lots of different ways of looking at this. If you have positions, maybe it's just worth sitting and watching, or just like dollar cost averaging in. I don't know. You play it how you want to play it. So before I start looking at some of the ratios, I'll just go through some of these comments. Rules of the Druid order. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. I'm an Australian. I never say that. I never actually say good day, mate. I don't think I've ever said good day, mate, unless it was like in a mocking kind of a way to another Australian. Yeah, hey, yeah, mate. Good day, mate. I'll never actually say good day, mate. The hell's that? So, but some people think I'm English, so it's having a laugh if you think so. I'm English, yeah. Steve-O, greetings from PL. PL is that? Oh, PL is that? PL. That's not Poland. PL. Philippines? PL? I feel like you've told me as well before. Live, love, laugh. Live, laugh, love. PL. Sorry, brother. Can't hate. We all got another life-changing gains this week. My Atropa bags are wrecked, but my Pump.tires... Whoa! Nice, man. Pump.tires bags did a 50x. Good on you, brother. This is what I like to see. This makes me happy. I haven't got a 50x from this, but I want to see the boys getting 50x out of this. So good on you, Heinrich. Congratulations, man. So, yeah, your Atropa bags will be wrecked. But, hey, man, you got a 50x. I'm sure you're probably smart enough to go, all right, I'm probably going to be rotating some of these profits into that Atropa bottom. So congratulations, sir. I saw a tweet from someone today that they had like 1 million Pt I at the start of this Pump.tires, and now they've got like $25 million Pt I. I'm just like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. Like people are just doing ballsy trades. I like to see that. So I like to see that. The only memes I trust are the OG20 from Richard Hart Associated Deployer. I'm the same, bro. That's all I'm looking at. I looked at all the other ones on the first couple of days. I was just like, nah, it's scrambling my head too much. I'm just going to stick with these. And again, because as long as we have just like 5 to 10 that are doing ridiculous numbers, that can be enough to start bringing people to the chain. That can be enough. But we also do need other ones to present opportunities where it's giving people the opportunity to come, but people will come to chase the green candles. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. So I also trust them the most. They're the only ones that I want to stick with because I think that they're going to have the biggest and the best pump. So all of my Pump.tires profits circled directly back to my Pt I. Oh, damn, brother. Nice one. Nice one, Arte Suave Angelo. Nice one, man. So congratulations. This is what I like to see. If you like trading, man, these are the opportunities you can get. I'm curious. So you lads who are doing this, so for example, Arte, how much percentage of your portfolio, like were you sitting in stable coins that you bought in, or did you sell some of your like PDI, PWBTC, and Teddy Bear to swap into those? And if so, what was your percentage that you swapped, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm just curious how ballsy some people trade. Because one of my best friends, he just holds like one thing, and he'll just swap like the whole chunk of the portfolio into one thing, or like 50% of it. Whereas me, I like to be a little bit more spread out, but I don't like to be too spread out. You got the Moon King, who says he only likes to have, I think, like like a handful of tokens. If he has too many, he can't keep up with it all, and he really wants to like go heavy into the ones that he really likes. So everyone's got kind of different ways of doing it, which is really, really interesting. So bullish on PDI, RH will peg it overnight. Hey, man. Oh, that would be just like a total dog move if he did do that. If he did do that, man. Especially now, once everybody's capitulated out of their PDI, it would just be such a dog move. Hit the like. Definitely, man. Thanks for that. Always be bullish on PDI Atropa. It's legendary. Definitely, man. Definitely, I agree. So it's done these big death pullbacks 3 times now, and then it does a 10x. Yeah, exactly. The last one was a 20x from the bottom. So 3D frequency. What's going on, man? PDI is a meme. Who said PDI is a meme? Lol, PDI is a meme. Yeah, okay. Sure. Who said PDI was a meme? Unless someone's comment got deleted or something. Like some people, unless it was me who said that, like some people do consider the forked copy of PDI to be a meme, but I consider it to be like its own class of thing. It's kind of a meme, but it's also like a utility. It's this fascinating like blend of the two. So, and it's got the potential. It's got that potential. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it on the planet. What's going on, Clintrons? Pump.tires helped secure more protein diet. Good stuff, man. Yeah, full power, the 20 is these ones. So if you look in the link in the description, it will have all of those. And then this tweet here, actually, you know what? I'll put this tweet in the comments as well if you guys want to bookmark this tweet, because I think, it also shows you the percentage of supply that they own. And this is why I think it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword because the dev, this could be like an OA style where the OA doesn't sell any tokens. And so this could be like a protection mechanism to make it pump even more. But on the other hand, this could be like a Maria style where Maria, who owns a ton of the tokens, will dump the crap out of it and then give you the opportunity to buy the extreme lows. I would expect it to be the first rather than the latter, but who really knows? So I hope everyone had their hodl panties on this week. Definitely conspiracy crypto. It was a tough week for a lot of people, a very tough week. So I know you're all smarter than me, but still thought I'd mention there's a Shiba token on PulseChain that's a honeypot scam. Can buy but not sell. Stay safe. Yeah, there you go, Andrew. And this is the thing, man. So yeah, be warned out there with the Pump.tires, guys. Be warned. Stay safe out there, fam. Whenever Steven calls a dump, it always pumps the next day. There you go. All right. So yeah, let's. What do you boys want? Do you want to pump tomorrow, or do you want to dump? So I'm calling it, guys. It's gonna be a dump. It's gonna be a dump. It's gonna be a dump. So yeah, be happy if there's a pump tomorrow. I'm not actually calling it as a dump. I really don't know. I'm sitting 50-50 at the moment. I'm trying to form an idea based on the evidence, and it really is sitting 50-50 for me. On the long term, I think we're going to continue to dump, and okay, long term being like the next 1 to 4 weeks, I think Pump.tires is going to go up and the Atropa ecosystem PDI is going to go down in the next 1 to 4 weeks. That's what I think. In terms of tomorrow, I have no idea. It's too hard to tell. I think maybe yeah, I have no idea. I think a little pump tomorrow in the Pump.tires, but not a big one. That's just wild speculative guess. So, Meme Daddy RH, my pleasure, Kurt. What's the what's the RH wallet address? Yeah, so if you go to the link in the description, it'll take you to, actually, I wonder if I can bring up the link here. Just give me a second. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this little bad boy up. Saint Wolf, what's going on, sir? Good morning to you. So this one here. So this is where you have to be careful as well, guys. So this 36DC0C, people are starting to make other profiles with these as well. Like scammers will just do all sorts of shit, man. But here you can see up the top, this is the wallet address. You can also just press this button here. That's the wallet address. So the 718. So then if you go to the Block Explorer and look on there, you'll see a bunch of tokens that are in there and people are sending the tokens. So like I said, there was this Dickie Hart I saw on Twitter, or Dickie or Dick Hart or something like this on Twitter. And somebody sent it with this amount of supply. So it looked like, it was Richard Hart. It even had like hundreds of thousands of dollars in liquidity in it. So some big PulseChain whale or something sent it. But there was like no holders. It was, yeah. So maybe someone has basically either wasted. Well, they're not going to waste. Well, yeah, that would. I don't know. Maybe they can still have enough of the supply where they can dump. Maybe they've probably done the math to work out that they can dump it. But anyway, just be very careful. Just follow that link. This is the supposed. Well, I don't think it's Richard Hart, but it's one that Richard Hart is at least supporting. Put it that way. So this has all the tokens on there. So, Ollie Big Boss, what's going on, bro? There is no scarcity, Stevie. It's all a game being played. PulseChain is 1/1000th. What's in the gas tank? Pt I will peg after this last shakeout. Only those worthy will get pegged. I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. I feel you on that one, Heinrich. That's why, again, I'm always trying to put a positive spin on this. It's like, okay, well, let's adapt. I can either, this pump. I mean, I'm calling it DUMP.fires because it's, I don't know, I like that name better. It's funny. I'm calling it DUMP.fires because it's caused a dump. But I can sit there and go, oh man, my tokens are going down. Or I can adapt. I can adapt to the market and go, well, all right, well, this is happening. I'll just take a tiny % of my portfolio and just start dabbling in it, and then I can buy these lows. That's the wiser choice, is it not? So just adapting to the market. But my long-term thesis hasn't changed. So definitely hit the like. Thanks, Ollie Big Boss. Those top 20 in that wallet will all go to $1 billion+ market cap. I mean, at the minute, it certainly looks like it. And I want to point this out as well. So this, in terms of market cap as well, just FYI. So I was saying on the stream yesterday, because your boy has dabbled a little bit with memes on base chain. And so as I was dabbling with memes on base chain, I was also like exploring how do other people think. So your boy has done a little bit of exploration there. And I was saying we could have a pullback at like the $250 million or the $500 million. And there ended up being a pullback yesterday. And it was what happened there? It was pretty much very close to the quarter billy. So what's all this? What the hell is this extra stuff on the side? Go away. How did that get there? Oh my goodness. What have I done to the chart? I'll fix that up later. But anyway, what did I do? Holy smokes. What is this? Go away. Anyway, there we go. All right, whatever. Something like this. Damn it, that's still not right. But anyway, it got to, you know what? Let's just go to the full view on this. So pretty much, yeah, it danced around the 250 mil market cap and it had a pullback. So these are psychological numbers that whales are looking at. Market cap values like the Pt I, the 1 cent, the 10 cent, the 50 cent. They're going to be areas where they're going to be looking to sell and swap and take profits. And market cap is another one that they look at. So this is just how they work. So yeah, very interesting. And what was that? That was essentially the 2.618. So the Fibby, the old Fibby. Yeah, actually, let's have a look here. Let's have a cheeky little look here. So if we, I mean, it's hard because what is the low? I guess if we say that this is the local top, and then, you know, where do we call the local bottom? Would we say this is the local bottom? Just tell us where the next target is. So if we go to the 2.68, yeah, okay, 2.68, 600 mil. So yeah, the 500 to 600 mil could be the next wave. So yeah, yeah, I mean, definitely can go to. I mean, this one, in my opinion, is very easily going to go to $1 billion. And so I like your thinking there, Heinrich, and the evidence is showing us that they're all moving lock and step. So just pick one. Just pick one. I think, you know, you're bound to win if you don't get too greedy. So they're all mooning. They all look the same. There you go, man. No way these tokens goes to $1 billion market cap. It's not outside of the realms of possibility, Mark. So this one got up to 250 mil. Remember, market cap doesn't really mean anything, guys. It doesn't mean that there's $1 billion liquidity in there. It just means the value. Like, let's have a look. So let's have a look at one of the smaller ones. Let's have a look at the market cap of probably the smallest one, actually. Let's do that and see what the market cap got up on that one. So we're measuring it against PulseChain, remember. So all these numbers, I've got it measured against PulseChain. So let's find the smallest one. So far, the Solana one and the XRP actually is the smallest. Oh, boy, where's Stu Lovell? Stu Lovell, he's not going to like this. XRP, he is not going to like this. Stewie, where are you at? My ISO 20222222022222. Now let's have a look at the old market cap on this. Oh. How hard did the market cap get on this? Okay. Yeah, all of them getting to $1 billion market cap is a potential stretch. But you never know. You never know. If they're all flowing in from one to each other, for them all to get over to $1 billion market cap, then most would probably have to get to like, well, if we're looking in proportion to here, most would probably have to get to like probably like 20 bill market cap. Is that possible? I don't think it's impossible. Again, it doesn't mean that there's going to be $20 billion of value there. It's the proportion of the tokens that are in liquidity to the actual total supply. So no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that actually, because I don't know what. All I know is market cap's a fake metric. And Rich Dart used to talk about this all the time. So if we got 1.4 million liquidity, million market cap, so that's not insane, but it also is insane. Like if our bridge has, the bridge is basically the value of PulseChain. So at the minute it's 110 million. So basically, like, what's that? 1%. 1% of the value of PulseChain is in this token at the minute. Is what it's saying in a way, or not? No, I don't. Maybe it's not. These are parts that I'm not too certain about, so I won't comment on it. But yeah, look, it could. This definitely very easily could go. This definitely very easily will go to a billion market cap, in my opinion. It's only a 3 or 4x from where it was yesterday. It's not that hard. So Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Da, 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 da. Musical chairs. That's hey, Heinrich. Billions and billions. They don't. You are well. Do you know what, Dread Halfling? I mean, they were following something of a flow here, right? So fundamentals. I do think that you can put together like an analytical framework for meme coins. This is what I did for Base Chain, and I was having success with it up to a certain point, and then I realized I had to be on it a lot more and I didn't want to do it, but I did have success with it. So I ended up picking from like, let's say maybe about 100 tokens that I would have swapped, probably less actually, like between 50 and 100. Two of them were 100x tokens. Maybe like 70 to 80% of them were complete losses, rug pulls, and then the rest were small wins. But the 100x's doesn't mean that I took the whole, I took out half at like 50%, 5x, or I followed the law of meme coins. So it's not like I took out like, I got a full 100x. It wasn't like that. So in the end, I was profitable, but not hugely profitable just by following this strategy. So yeah, I think you can put together a framework. But I'm not a meme coin trader, and I mean Moon King, law of meme coins is really, it's following some principles and some laws, and he's definitely achieved a high degree of success with it now. So they don't share the underlying tech that makes Pulse special. Yeah, of course. I would definitely agree with this. So yeah, like even yesterday, it was like P.die to meme die. I don't think there's a competition, but I think that there's space for both of them to run. And it's really like you can compound the marketing effect. It's like, okay, we've got this P.die thing now, which is 1 cent. And then we've got this meme die, and this meme die, which has less supply. This also has got to 1 cent. And then you can create this narrative about this race with the ratio. And so I want to let's go into this now. So the ratio. So we're having a look at this yesterday. It's the pump to most. It's somewhat respected this, and it's almost like I think yesterday is probably, I would have been talking about it probably around about here. And so it's really tightened up, and I don't know if that's because people have really started to look at that ratio now from the stream since yesterday. So obviously we get the front running effect. But this one here as well is looking like it's forming some kind of a ratio. Ooh, big old dump. So this dump is the meme die into P.die. So P.die, if it's down here, so the second one is P.die and the first one is meme die. So if it's up, it's a swap into P.die. If it's down, it's a swap into the meme die. And so if it kind of forms this range, that would be pretty epic. That would be really, really epic. So, but I don't think I mean, you're already starting to see this kind of not really have the same effect. So, all right. So Heinrich is definitely sticking to his guns. SWV got opinions. SWV Kurt. What's SWV? Kurt. Is that another meme? I don't. SWV. I'm just gonna search. SWV. I don't know what SWV is. Is that on Pump.tires? I wouldn't have an opinion. If it's not one of the Richard Art ones, I wouldn't have an opinion. So there is another one which Zakibu, I took a look at one that Zakibu was talking about. So there was actually, all right, I don't want this to go too long. So let's just finish up with these comments. I'm going to finish up here. So, lots of comments. All right. So you guys are talking amongst each other. Good stuff. Thanks for interacting with each other. It's awesome. If you have the contract code to prove me wrong, I'll take a look. You tell Trump, you sell your Trump now, it's going to hurt. Most top is one. Really? The most top was $1. That's interesting. Yeah, actually, the if it gets to $1, that means it will be that will have hit. a billion market cap. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting if these all do hit $1 actually. Free roam. That's an interesting comment. That's a really interesting comment. So Heinrich is saying that all of these will hit $1 billion market cap. What if most is supposed to get there first and it hits $1, and then all the others get there and hit $1, hit $1, hit $1, hit $1, hit $1, hit $1, hit $1. It really compounds the effect of this marketing of the Pt I. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I like that thinking there, Free Roam. Very, very interesting thought. There are green candles coming on everything, unlike anything anyone has ever seen. Buckle up. I like it. I like it. They are green because they're brand new. This is correct. Steve giving his how to lose money 101. I mean, yeah, look, I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I'm just observing this phenomena that is Pump.tires, and I'm sharing with you my strategy. I am not a good trader. I would not be doing anything based on what I tell you to do. I'm just showing you what I see and how I think it's going to go. And if you choose to do something with that information, that's completely up to you. That's really completely up to you. I'm not a trader. I'm not a trader. So yeah, it's not something that I'm very good at. But I'm getting better at looking at liquidity flows and calling tops and bottoms, but not actually acting on it. So yeah, I understand that Pump.tires is to bring adoption from other chains, but I don't understand why you say they want to drive other prices down. I'm not saying that they want to drive other prices down, HexiG. It's just a consequence of what's happening because it's just liquidity flows. So the reason why these all pumped is because the liquidity is flowing out of those tokens and into these tokens. That's the one and only reason. It's not like all this new money came into the blockchain all of a sudden. Have a look at this. The Trump token. I mean, it'll be the same with every single one of them. It'll be exactly the same with every single one of them. I'll just show the first three. Yep, green, green. Well, this has got green, green, red, green, 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 red. So 3 greens and a red, same as this one, 3 greens and a red. And then you have a look at these. They're just red, 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 and then a green. So it's just showing liquidity flowed out of here into here. Liquidity flows. Now it flowed out of here back into here. So it's not like they want to... what I was saying earlier. Maybe they want to market makers. Well, market makers want to dominate the chain. Everybody wants the most amount of tokens. Don't you want the most amount of tokens? If you have the kind of liquidity where you can make this happen, wouldn't you want more tokens to buy more Lambos and more mansions and save your kids? Doesn't Kanye West talk about this in one of his songs? Getting his kids out the crib. They're the same. Everybody wants to accumulate the most amount of tokens as possible. And if you're someone who can actually move charts, like that's the only reason. That's the only reason why. It's like they don't care about you. People only care about themselves, man. This is the problem. This is really the problem. Would I do it if I was a market maker? I don't think I would do it. But it's impossible to say because I'm not a market maker. If I was a market maker, I'd probably be living a completely different life, because in order for me to get into that position of being a market maker, it's a different life to the one that I currently lead. So it's impossible to say whether I would do that. So I don't believe that I would, but my mind would be totally different. People will come if you pegs. I mean, I agree with this. So heaps of comments. Wow, heaps of comments. I sometimes feel like a meme myself. Me too, man. Me too. The most entertaining answer is correct. Nice to see you, David. Pt I and Atropa are finished. The community money is just spread too thin across too many pairs. I don't think they're finished. But I think that this is going to shake out people who do believe that they are finished. Started off with 5 million pulse in pump and most each about 10 minutes after Rich. Oh, nice one, bro. Damn, 5 million pulse in pump and most each about 10 minutes after Richard tweeted. Ooh, so you were getting those when they were probably like less than 100 for one, right? less than 100 pulse for one. Now they're in the thousands. So good stuff, man. Congratulations. Yeah, best GIG Gaming. So I saw Zach tweet about that earlier today. I had a look at the chart. Yeah, I think best is another one. I think best is another one where, from my understanding, it's not a Richard Hart launched one, but the rumor is that it's still like a dev that's connected to that dev. That's the rumor. And so, like, oh, gosh, I don't know if I'll be able to find the tweet from, I might be able to find it from Zach. Let's have a look. It's not going to be too hard. Zach 313. So here we go. So while that loads up, what's he said? So I think the best launch was by a PulseChain developer who has been a member of the GitLab since 2021. So this is people that are doing the research. And so Richard Hart created a meme coin for Pulse, PulseX, and Hex at the same time he created... Oh, no, this is a repost. So let's have a look at this. So this 3 commas capital. 3 commas capital. So this was yesterday. I miss out on a lot of opportunities. There were a few tokens that launched recently that a lot of people bought and are having fun with. It seems to me that the PulseChain is poised to be the best everything in the crypto space. So that was yesterday. So what's he saying? That this, or maybe it's the same 7118. Well, that's right. Yeah. So then I was looking at this. You'll also see Dick in there. But the Dick was a fake one. But this is apparently, like, people have looked into it now. So flaccid. So less banking. Oh, so these are some good dudes. These are some less banking is like he's in some alpha groups. You know, people that are trusted in this. So still holding both. I bought Core. So I think those boys are a shilling Core. So they sent 80% of the coins to the deployer address. So do your own research. So yeah, you've got to be careful of this. So he's speculating that it is someone. He's speculating that it is someone. And other people are speculating that also. But obviously, it's not from the 718 wallet. So you'd have to be careful there. So just give me 1 second. Let me just bring this up just to make sure that something is not. Alrighty. Let's have a look. See. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, hang on. I got to. All right. All right. I just want to see. I mean, one of the things that threw me off with this is it was already so big, so quick. I mean, 9.2 million market cap, 288 in liquidity. You got so big, so quick. $37. That's interesting. So the 30s, this is also where I believe most had its first pullback. I believe. I think this is when I started to look at it. Let's have a look. So market cap, I believe. Why? How do I get this to like not be there? Is that correct now? That's right. Okay, nice. What are we going to go to the 4 hour? Let's go down to the 1 hour actually, because I think when I was looking at like the first sort of big pullback with this, it was around the 30 mils or something, or Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's okay, what's this 1 hour? Let's compare. Let's compare. Let's do our old little. So this is who was saying that this was my 101 lose course, dread halfling. So this is, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I feel like that you can do this stuff. So, but again, this is none of this is financial advice. This is just me analyzing the blockchain because I find it fun. It's like a puzzle to solve, and I thoroughly enjoy that. My brain loves it. Problem solving. Let's have a look. See. Let's just let's go to here. So what did this? Okay, how many days was that? Well, it'll show us here. What are we looking at? Best. Well, let's put this to the hour. Where is it? Okay. All right. I mean, it's obviously quite different, but yeah, you know. And then actually, this is just before its kind of breakout. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what this could do. So it's, I don't know. For me, I don't really want to touch it because it's not exactly the Dickie Hart one, the Richard Hart wallet. But yeah, if you wanted to look at it, then yeah, you'll see it in the 718 wallet. But obviously, just like Crypto Little Devil said, that those tokens actually got sent there. So it wasn't deployed by the wallet that deployed all the other ones. So for me, it's like, nah, it's not for me. I want to stick to keeping it clean with my strategy. So bought up the dips. Oh, nice one, man. Very, very well played. Very well played. So we are making some green and rotating into our favorite projects. Good stuff. What's going on, Alex? What's going on, Fatina? Yep. Atropa Ecosystems looks like it's waking up. So yeah, this could be like one of the scenarios now. So whoa, look, this candle's now gone green. So it was red for the whole time of the stream. Now it's gone green. So yeah, this is two ways that I can see it kind of. Well, actually, there's a few ways that it can play out. And again, not financial advice, all that kind of crap. This is just me trying to solve puzzles, and I find it fun. If you want to choose to follow this information because you like solving puzzles, I mean, it could go that way or that way, but it could also just kind of like break out of here and that was it with pump dump, or it could just go immediately bearish like this. So kind of three scenario. Well, I mean, sort of four scenarios really, but whoops. Oh no. No, don't do that. Redo. Actually, I'll tell you what. So sideways kind of scenario consolidating along here. Oh, it won't go that long. Maybe just for like a week. But, you know, I really don't know. And then something like this where it breaks out, retests and goes. Or something like this where it rejects, retests that, and then comes down. Like very basic stuff. So that would be like the bearish. That would be the bullish. And then the other one would just be the neutral. So I'm erring towards dut and dut. But again, it's short-term bearishness. It's not like, oh, I'm bearish. It's short-term bearish. It's just like, this is what I think is going to happen based on where the attention is on the blockchain. That's just how it is. So is Best and Heart official RH? I see them in his wallet, but not sure. Yeah, so we just covered that, obviously. So yeah, I'm just sticking with these. You guys can do what you want because now it's making it. If you have a look at his wallet, you'll already start to see. Okay, I'll show you now. I'll show you now. if you have a look at his wallet, you're already going to start to see like there's more tokens in there. So this is people just literally starting to send him stuff. So because people know that people are going to be watching this wallet. So for me, no, I'm just sticking with those. There's plenty of gains to be made amongst these. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, you can make gains in the other ones maybe, but I don't know if it's worth it. So yeah, the FD718. Yesterday on the stream as well, I mentioned that a wallet was a Maria wallet, but it wasn't, believe it or not. It was a 2501, which is also the same last four digits as Maria's wallet. But okay, look at this already now. So when I had a look at this earlier today, there was only like 35 tokens. Now there's 50 plus in there. There you go. So this is why I'm just like, no, look at this now. Look at this. So you're going to start to get people like this as well. This is cheeky. This is cheeky, you dirty dog. Hang on. Have cheeky buggers gone and done this? So best everything. This one here. So I think oh, here we go. Dick Hart. So 717. Best everything is like the exact same amount. So that's quite interesting. Sailor. Boss 77777, lots of these 55555s. USA, Interpol, Floki, Magic Carpet Ride, Heart, Libel Floor, Ponky. Yeah, I mean, yeah, already there's over 50 now. But then there'll also be people like my boy here, my boy Almighty. That's his token, and he's gone and sent that to him. So, you know, like I like Almighty, so I know he stirs the pot and all that kind of stuff. But he's a good kid. He's a young lad. You know, if Almighty was a market maker, you bet your bottom dollar he'll be doing this. That he'll be wanting to bring charts down to accumulate more. Most people will. Most people will, because also you have to think about the fact that it protects the health of the blockchain as well. The more Jeets that you have jeeting out and selling their bags to chase stuff, the less sell pressure there is on the way up. So it's like decisions that governments make. They're always trying to benefit the totality, but some of those decisions along the way are going to hurt some people, but it's going to benefit the whole. That's how they always like try to think, and that's how I look at the Atropa ecosystem as well. Yeah, Maria, dumb stuff. I'm copping these emails. I'm getting emails and messages from this dude who's like, basically, he knows someone who clicked the wrong link, and he lost like 600,000 Pt I. And now he wants to write some articles of FUD against the Atropa ecosystem, and he's reaching out to me, and I'm just like, what the hell has this got to do with me? I'm not HR. It's got nothing to do with me. Like, I've lost thousands in crypto from clicking or like sending to the wrong wallet or just doing dumb shit. Like, that's crypto. If they lost the money, tough shit. That's how the game works. If you want the money back, then make a post, go on Twitter, ask people for donations. People might be generous enough to give you donations. I'm not going to be refunding you. Why would I do that? It's not my mistake. But he's harassing me on every single platform. And it's like, it's got nothing to do with me. And now he wants to write an article that's going to like expose the Atropa ecosystem and expose Maria Rahel. People aren't going to sell based on some dumb story of someone sending tokens to the wrong address. I feel sorry for that person. They lost like $12,500 or something. I really do feel sorry for them, but I'm not going to give you $12,500. I volunteer all my time. Anyway, this is Baby X. I just want to load Baby X while this goes. Best is going to hit $1 Well, that's what's cool about all these Pump.tires. It's easy because they're all a billion market cap, billion tokens, so it makes it easy. So, hey, Steve, what's going on, Cookie? Hunter, what's going on, bro? Crypto Wash. If he pegs then all to $1, that will be used to help keep certain tokens in parity. Yeah, I mean, I think all of that stuff is going to come into play, to be honest. The dynamics of the whole thing. So the new tokens have lots of ETH stable paired liquidity, I think. Interesting. Do they? Let's have a look. So let's have a look with most. We'll see that. I mean, they probably would. It wouldn't surprise me. But the biggest pool is with PulseChain. So let's have a look at most. Oh. So we have PulseChain, 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 USDT, DAI, WBTC, USDC. So yeah, they do have a lot of how much in liquidity? 3.7k, 6.7k. So not huge. Most of it's in PulseChain. Most of it's in PulseChain liquidity. So yeah. Don't you think Pump and most have similar charts to Pt I and Atropa? That was something that I was also thinking of for Tina, especially when I saw Doge. And I did mention that earlier in the stream as well. I was like, when you put it on logarithmic, like what I have the Pt I charts, I mean, you look at Doge. I mean, look at that. Look at that. This is the Pt I charts. This is the Atropa charts. It's the same charts. It's the same market makers. It's good. It's pretty good. G Baby, yeah, G Baby, anything, man. Honestly, anything. G Baby, BFF now is like 6K. It's less than 8K. Like, just pick something in the Atropa ecosystem and roll with it. So, I like Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear is probably my favorite as like a meme potential, but I like them all. So, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, what's going on here? I'll put this back to the hour. Let's just have a look, see. Because I'm seeing this little upturn here on Pepe. No, nothing really going on here. It's still kind of like going sideways. Maybe just someone's accumulating Pepe. Obviously, there's going to be like instances of where it's not going to be like perfect. But when I mean, this was, I mean, I thought that tweet from yesterday was pretty good. I've already closed it now. So where's Baby X? While this is loading. So I was looking at the contracts. It's okay. Let's have a look. Is Pt I going down more? Possibly Kaka. So I believe that it will. I believe that it will. This is my scenario here that it's going to be somewhere within this region, but I could be completely wrong. That's just what I think based on where the attention is at the moment. But I could be completely wrong. So I really do think that, yeah, it's just going to go within this kind of a region. So you could say that that's where the opportunity is, or what meme coin would, what Moon King would call a box of opportunity. So within this region. Hey brother, I was looking at the contracts. It's in on scan. So Hunter, we talking about the contracts for which one, bro? Are you meaning for best or something different? If you want to feel safe, then give someone else your money. They'll have a 1 to 800 number you can call if you click the wrong button. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't laugh. It sucks. It sucks, right? It really does suck. And it's not something... I feel sorry for them. But coming after me, who's just talking about the Atropa ecosystem, is like illogical because there's literally nothing that I can do about it besides recommend that he makes a Twitter account and asks the community for help. Maybe the community will pitch in, like, you know, if everybody pitches in 10,000 Pt I each. But yeah, I mean, I've done stuff where I've lost things even on PulseChain. I mean, I cheated PTGC. I mean, I can make a tweet about it and say, well, I cheated it. I fell. I succumbed to my emotions, because really that's what it is. You're the one that clicked the button. You're the one that clicked the button. You have to take responsibility. And if you want to go to the lengths of writing a FUD article that's going to destroy the Atropa ecosystem, I think you severely underestimate the power of this community. I don't think, like, in order for it to destroy the community would need to believe it and then go, oh, actually, Maria Rahel's bad. I'm going to sell everything. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. People will be blinded in faith towards Maria in the same way that we are towards Richard Hart in order to protect their bags. They're going to be blinded to it. So FYI, everyone, please be advised that SHIB on PulseChain is a scam coin with malicious code that prevents anyone from selling. Unwitting folks are still... Yeah. Dr. President, there you go. Did you say that earlier? Someone mentioned that earlier in the stream as well. So yeah, be careful of this. And obviously there is no SHIB, I don't think. This is what I'm saying. We got to be really careful with this stuff, man. As soon as you start to see, did he make a SHIB? I think he made a SHIB. He did not. He did not. So this is what people are doing now. So this wallet's made Pepe, it's made Doge, but it hasn't made a SHIB. So then somebody else will look at that and go, oh, a SHIB, and they can claim it as the RH one. So they'll do tricky stuff. They'll do a SHIB, and it'll be like from this wallet here, and people will, without even looking, go and click it, and it's a honeypot. So please be careful out there. Trying to sell results in the message, arrhythmic underflow or overflow 1002. It was not launched on Pump. Trying to sell results in the message. I don't know what this means, Dr. President. I love this. We're so back. It's so over. We're so back perpetually. I know, Jaisu. I know. I mean, yeah, it's from day one. It's just been life. It's been life. We've had life on PulseChain. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Doesn't need to go too crazy long. So about an hour and a half. So yep, that's my thoughts around everything that's going on with the whole Pump.tires things. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what your feels are. I've presented a variety of different potentials. I'm not saying it's going to do this. I'm not saying it's going to do that. I do think in the short term, within the next 1 to 4 weeks, I think Pt I, Atropa will continue to dip. That's my sentiment feel. And the pump fund stuff is going to continue to pump. That's what I believe. And I think there needs to be a consistency of, or a continued consistency of tweeting to get the message out there. It's not just going to be something where, oh, well, let's do this thing for 3 days and then let's give up on it after 3 days and just pump it without bringing anybody onto the chain. You really need to like push the marketing out there, keep putting it on Twitter in order for people to actually notice what's going on PulseChain. So yeah, that window could be anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks to even maybe a couple of months. So I'm just saying, I'm just picking 1 to 4 weeks as like an arbitrary number, because I mean, for me, it's got to be more than 4 days. Got to be more than 4 days to start to bring people or attract people to here. You know, Ivan on Tech just did a. There you go. Actually, there you go. That's something that I could have showed as well. Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech. People, he was showing most on his Morales on his stream. This is what it's going to take. This is what it's going to take. So that takes days now. So then today people would have watched most. They would have noticed. Maybe they're going to start coming across, and then maybe tomorrow people watch his stream. Like, it's going to take days and weeks. It's not just going to be like people sort of, I feel like, underestimate time required for these kinds of things, or overestimate time required for these kinds of things as well. So I'm not saying I have the best grasp on time, but yeah, if I was doing this, I definitely would do it more than just like 3 or 4 days. So same to you, Pulse Grandpa. Cat and Koi Farm. Paul, what's going on, Paul? All ETH, baby, pump, ETH, baby, pump. All ETH, baby, pump, ETH, pump, PulseChain. Tether is printing. Oh, yeah. The Tether. Is there a Tether? Because I only showed the Pt I out of all those. So why is Pump.tires unnamed token? Actually, you know what? All right. Very, very, very last few minutes, because let's just have a look if there was a Tether. If this is what you were talking about, Mr. Paul. USDC, DAI, and is there a Tether? There is no tether. There is no USDT. Okay, so I don't know which tether is printing. Why is Pump.tires unnamed tokens? Yeah, so this is just the way the blockchain is. So there's all these unnamed tokens. Unfortunately, the block explorer takes some time to like update or something like this. I don't really know why it does this, but it does a lot of this with the Atropa ecosystem tokens as well. So yeah, just be mindful of that. So if you see something that's unnamed, like I think even for a while, I think like Pump and most were like this. Well, this one, I think this one here is Pump actually. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, I think this one here is Pump. 274. Let me just double confirm that. 274. Pump, yeah, 274. I think he's got this information incorrect though, because if that's 274, that wallet holds the same amount of supply. So BA274. BA274. So it's just something that happens. It's something that happens, Hunter. My pleasure, Quinny. Oh, Tether minted. Oh, you mean like the real USD Tether? The stablecoin USD Tether? Yeah, probably. 1 billion. That's just what they do. That's just what they do, don't they? So anyway, hopefully there was some good value for people here. Everybody, take care. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon.